Yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Breathe just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weekend, harmless.
Oh, hi! Welcome to Primetime. It's your penultimate show before Love Dive as we transition out of that really weird voice. But welcome to tonight's action. We got 6 big bouts coming your way, and they're well and truly gonna deliver in the explosivity. So when we head to the ring to kick off tonight's action. Hello, Baton Rouge! Welcome to Primetime. We're kicking it off right with a bit of Fatal Influence.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Syracuse, New York, Jasmine Nix.
Let's get to the tail of this bout, shall we say. Last week on Primetime, it was JC Jane and Chelsea Green in singles action. This week it's the turn of the other side of tag teams in this women's division. Nix will go toe-to-toe with a bit of Piper Niven to kick off Primetime. Let's be honest, this is going to be an explosive singles match. It's the former soccer star versus one of the strongest, most dominant ladies in the UK independent scene.
And her opponent from Ayrshire, Scotland, one half of the undisputed women's tag team champions, Piper Niven.
Well, this has been a battle brewing since the first week after Turmoil, where Fatal Influence defended those tag team championships in a losing effort to Green and Niven. And tonight, while the title isn't on the line, we're getting our second tasting of this battle as the stars go toe-to-toe in singles action, and it's Niven starting the bout in control over Nix. Waist control applied. Nix able to escape into a headlock on a more mounted position over Niven. Niven stuck on a booty. Nix happy to deliver some punishment. Head scissors applied here, and it's certainly been interesting because since Turmoil, Fatal Influence in the tag team remit have kind of been suffering. Obviously, JC losing last week. Nix and Jane losing after turmoil. We've not really seen Fatal Influence on a winning side of things outside of, well, Fallon winning her matchup a couple of weeks ago. But now on the precipice of Love Dive, the titles will be defended on the card in a rematch for the title. And I've got a feeling we're not going to be seeing a tag team tables match, but something along the lines of a more extreme affair between these two lineups. This week, Nyx and Niven coming out alone, no backup from JC and Green. Realistically, gives them more chance to work a match without interference. This is maybe Fatal Influence, obviously known for having a manager at least at ringside. But they're putting the faith into Nyx to perform here. Nyx springboard missing the, I believe, an attempted executioner's leg drop, but instead turns it into an STO. Keeping control here is Jasmine. Irish whip. Oh, the drop kick gonna be avoided. Niven now sends Nyx over the top, packing to ringside. Your referee for this matchup, Big Man Gregathy, starting to issue the count. But a count that probably will end prematurely. As there we go, the count resets with Niven battling now on the outside with Nyx. Nyx gonna send Niven crashing down towards the bottom side, towards the camera. Now we know that Nyx as a whole, a lot of strong kicks, former soccer star. I can't believe I just said that. Ugh. Former football star. With the World Cup coming up, she could potentially get back into football. I believe she retired from that competition lifestyle. And battle returns into the ring. Nyx caught here. Niven firing back. Punch caught. Sweeping out the leg. Nice work there by Nyx. Realistically, a win here would kind of even out the singles series. JC losing, Nyx winning would be a good outcome there for Fatal Influence, I feel. Because you look at, I'd probably say there's a lot of disparity between Nyx and Niven in terms of experience. Niven, a seasoned vet. Jasmine, fairly fresh in the wrestling game. I'd say only about 2 to 3 years of experience wrestling. She's doing okay here as Niven flies but eats the double knees. Nyx to her feet. Oh, punch caught. Niven stopping, stagnating the offense. Gonna gun stun Nyx to slow it down some more. Stomp to the back, can't follow it up. Nyx up to her feet, but eats a headbutt. Niven controlling still, trying to keep Nyx down, but here come the kicks and the dangerous offense as Nyx busts open Niven. A big DDT. It was a weird looking one at that. It kind of was a low bridging? I don't know how to describe it, but Nyx got quite low to deliver that. And it certainly spiked Niven because she went a little bit more elevated. Speaking of elevated, Nyx gets tossed halfway across the ring. Cover here for Niven, good for one. But that is only good for one. Nyx now. Laid out as Niven, biding her time. She slowed it down a lot here as Piper There's a deep six. Sorry, it's just a black hole slam more than a deep six. Punch gets caught. Nix fires back. Irish whip. And now ducks the line. Pushes Niven through. Bang! Kick to the chest. Jasmine pushing the tempo. Hooks her up but can't follow through. Niven fights back with the back elbows. An Irish whip. And again Nix evades. Springboard. Catches a nice kick to the body. Nix catches her. There's that dangerous Nix kick. The PK connecting flush onto the skull of Niven. Nix dragging her foe towards the center. Is it enough? The answer is still no. But Jasmine, best shot of the match with that dangerous Nix kick. And that has certainly staggered the tag champion. Swinging neck breaker. Niven quickly back to her feet and back on the offensive, slamming the head of Nix into the apron. Hardest part of the ring there, meeting the forehead of Jasmine Nix. Niven fired up, ready to strike. Brings Nix up, but Nix evades. Big time avoiding of a potential Michinoku. Tilt the world around the world, whatever you want to call it. Niven slamming down Nix. As the battle of the ends continue here. Nix to her feet. Caught. Facebuster. She got up straight into Piper's offense. Niven hooks up Nix and delivers with a Michinoku. Cover here. 2 through. No. Both ladies have put their finishers onto each other and both have kicked out milliseconds from the 3. Now it's Nix trying to connect. But it's still going to be Nix trying to connect. Swinging neck breaker. Going to drive Niven into the canvas, and a interesting pinning predicament here from Nix. Almost gets the 3. Niven fighting back, a boot to the face, going to stop Nix in her tracks, and now a little gun stun. Why not? Boot from Nix, turning the tide. Maybe a reciprocation of what Niven just did. Punch caught. Bang! Nix eats the shot to the face, and then, well, the drop kick does the job. As Nix chasing Niven to the outside. I'm going to keep the pressure on. The stiff boots of Nix being fired in here onto Niven. And realistically, Nix, I'd say, has had the better of the two performances in this match. Well, she certainly feels it. Laughing in the face of Piper. Jasmine watching as the count rises up to 6. It's going to be broken before the 7 comes through. Niven around the world, dragging Nix into the canvas. Looking to maybe put her away. Lines her up. Sends her running. Hooks her up, but again it's that around the world, tilt the world slam. It's just disorientating, discombobulating. Realistically, Nyx has not had an answer to it. She doesn't have an answer to that big boot, but not the crossbody. Leslie trying to roll away, get to some safety in the corner. Fights back with a back elbow. Nyx, Irish whip. Sends Niven running, a drop down. A little leapfrog. Oh, tries to rip. I should say Niven. Can't get it. Instead, Piper gets to go to work on the arm. Oh, grabs Nyx, snapmare takedown. Charging through, lands the crossbody. Cover here for Niven. 1, 2, 3. Well, in all honesty, I felt Nyx had the best shot, but in the end it was more of a smothering from Niven that got the job done. Fired in quite a lot more shots, but Nyx really could not answer back the call for the count. And while she had these interesting pinning predicaments, fell short yet again to Piper Niven. And that means that Fatal Influence have gone 0-3 in turmoil against Green and Niven.
Here is your winner, Piper Niven!
Well, the tag champions stay undefeated against Fatal Influence. And they managed to keep that momentum going into Love Dive. We will have to see then, but for now, we'll move into our next bout. Well, tag team action hitting your screens now. We've got a little DIY needing to be done here tonight as they're looking to fix up a win for themselves.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 407 pounds. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. DIY.
Gargano and Ciampa, a solid unit, ready tonight to go to war with an adversary that's very familiar to them. As we take cover as the bullets start to fly. Raise those fists, because the guns are in town.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 420 pounds, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Guns versus DIY. What about this will be? Honestly, with the fact that Love Dive, the New Age Outlaws won't be defending the tag belts. More chances to build up your ranking heading into the following month of action. Here's where, into the early stages of May, the Guns take on DIY, and we look at Primetime's tag team division overall. And like to the Usos, Guns, DIY, filling this roster now. realistically have to start asking those questions. Who is the next #1 contenders? You've also got the likes of New Day over here. Praxium, pretty deadly. All here on Primetime. Meanwhile, on Breakdown, teams have shifted over to there. The likes of the Creed brothers, who recently beat the champs. You've also got on that side of things Team 3D, the former champs, as well as the MFTs or GOD as they're known. The teams that are competing here, realistically, with the draft, well, it's the same old sort of teams. The level of competition has certainly been more evened out. I think the biggest thing that I noticed is, obviously, when it came to the draft, was how stacked prior to it was the Primetime tag division. Now a little bit more even, now more potential for breakdown teams to go for the title. I think the biggest sentiment of that is the fact that the current champions are a breakdown lineup. But Primetime still has its fair share of top quality teams. These two among that top pecking order, is, well, the battle certainly is being felt here as Tommaso Ciampa looking for the pin here. Sabin there to break it up as Gargano slowly returning into the ring after his little battle with Chris Sabin. Nice TNA kick from Sabin, but he eats a little bit of a Kataru Crusher. Inside ring, now it's going to be Shelley and Gargano battling, but Tommaso's found the weaponry. Heavy artillery, the kendo stick, swung and connected onto Sabin. Right now it's Sabin, Fishman's bustering. Tommaso Ciampa on the outside. Keeps the pressure on us. Meanwhile in the ring it's Shelley delivering punishment to Gargano. Drops the elbow into the chest. These two teams very, I'd say, fast in the offense. And I think in a matchup like this, as Gargano, bit of sliced bread there. Springboards in, but cannot connect that moonsault. Pinfall here by Ciampa, gets broken up by Shelley. But back on the topic, I think tornado tag match slightly favors DIY. I think in standardized tag rules, big blue, Shelley and Sabin, more known for their fast, innovative tag combos, as a backstabber connects into Sabin there. But that level of tag team offense sort of stagnated, kind of mitigated by tornado tag rules, as Gargano and Ciampa in control. The knees into the back there by Tommaso. Drives them firmly into Sabin. Shelley also being taken out by Gargano, but Sabin hooks up and delivers a fairy tale ending. Gargano takes over. Gutbuster into Sabin, protecting his body after eating a little bit of a fairy tale ending. Speaking of fairy tale endings, Tommaso delivers one now. He puts Shelley down as Sabin forced out the ring. You gotta feel a cover coming. Indeed it is. Big Man Lennon down to the count and gets to see nearly a 3. Ciampa A little annoyed he couldn't get the job done there. Gargano is picking up the scraps on the outside and now looking to protect his partner. Oh, flatliner in the corner, but there's the tornado DDT. There's the protection from Johnny Gargano. And Johnny Wrestling flattened out a busted open Shelley. Maybe we can put him away, but oh, the kendo stick shot. Landing flush onto Gargano. Sabin swung with all his might there. Now Guns control the ring, but maybe not anymore. Gargano picks the ankle into the Gargano escape. Shelley breaks it up, keeps the matchup alive. And now, cover from Gargano, but Shelley, he wasn't staggered enough, he wasn't out of it. Able to just break it up with ease. Gargano and Ciampa, I'd say, have had the best shots of late. Gargano returns into the ring. A BFT from Ciampa, a drop kick from Gargano, and both members of the Motor City Machine Guns put down to the canvas, and both now being beckoned to their feet. DIY looking to put it to an end. The lawn dart misses. Spear not going to work out for Gargano as Sabin rolls him up. Skywalking is Shelley with the sliced bread. Now he's got the Motor City stretch. A variant of that Gargano escape, but Motor City stretch. Same impact. Cover here. Sabin looking to steal it as Gargano and Ciampa. Well, they're in a good position, but not anymore. The pinfall comes through because Shelley locked in the Motor City stretch onto Ciampa, stopping the pinfall from being broken up. And Motor City Machine Guns earn a victory here. And more likely call it stealing a victory. As Shelley went for that little sliced bread. Here's that cover. Just keep your eyes on to Shelley. He stops the knife edge chomp because he picked the ankle.
Here are your winners, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Gun.
And locked in the Motor City stretch, giving us a Motor City win. Will they be able to keep that momentum going in the tag division? We will have to see. But that's Love Dive. Who will be the next #1 contenders? Well, this is an interesting song to hear, as we've got an Empress of Tomorrow set for action ahead of Love Dive.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Kabuki Warriors, from Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
Let's put it this way. Still, she is yet to choose who she wants at Love Dive. But that hourglass of time, the sands are almost falling to the bottom, almost all gone. The time to choose is upon us. Who does the Empress want at Love Dive? Are they ready to take on Asuka? Well, tonight It appears that Asuka's got a face-off against a top star from AAA.
And her opponent from Monterrey, Mexico, Flammer!
Before she makes it to Love Dive, and if I'm honest, Eve Torres really putting on the pressure with this level of opponent for Asuka. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Lady Flammer is the top dog in the women's division in AAA. And tonight, Asuka's got to deal with a massive threat. Let's see if that works out for her as we're ready to go here tonight. As the two wrestlers size each other up to start this bout. Asuka offering a handshake. Will Flammer accept it? The answer is no. Instead, a nice combo of shots. With Flammer in control with the fireman's carry, but Asuka able to escape. And when we talk about Asuka, it is all about the mind games, and it's certainly something she has been invoking over both Breakdown and Primetime's Women's World Champions. Targeting Fallon, attacking her, as well as also squaring up with Big Time Bex. You have to feel that Asuka's realistically trying to just keep them unnerved heading into Love Dive, because in all honesty, it has been fairly unpredictable as to who she wants to face. And tonight, forced into the ring after, well, last week, getting jumped by Fallon Henley mid-match. And while Asuka did win by DQ off of it, she did come out worse for wears in that little scrap with the champion. Just gets paintbrushed here by Flammer. Springboards off the ropes, misses. I think she was attempting a Hurricane Rana there, was Lady Flammer, but not going to work out. Instead, a roll-up causing some concern here for Asuka. In fact, that concern needs to be warranted, as now Lady Flammer standing tall and disrespectfully just initially paintbrushing off of the apron, and now just a little boot scrape. Neither lady really backing down from one another, but Lady Flammer giving Asuka no sort of respect, even though she is technically a #1 contender. Flammer really stepping up tonight to this occasion. Avoids the dropkick from the Empress of Tomorrow. Now, belly to back suplex. Drives Asuka's spine into the canvas and now hooks her up. Brings her into an awkward position. A fuckbuster. Delivered with great effect. Flammer now lining Asuka up for what we like to call maybe a Flammer driver, but Asuka evades. Breaks the grasp, but cannot break the spirit of Lady Flammer, who drags her down with an arm drag. Can't connect with the rolling senton though. Ooh, nice shot there. Irish whip sends Asuka packing to the outside. And as we were saying, Asuka still needs to pick her poison for Love Dive. And realistically, when we look at Breakdown's women's division, we'll touch on it a little more on Thursday, but Becky Lynch, Big Time Bex, has been put through the ringer recently. Obviously, a title defense on Thursday night with a special guest referee. And we said coming into this run of weeks in the build-up to Love Dive, so many women have a target on the back of the man Becky Lynch. Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, the two initial women who were building up prior to Turmoil. Anger and hatred for Becky and how she won that title. And then Nia losing her championship rematch to Becky, solidifying the Last Kicker's reign on top of the Breakdown division. And then you have, obviously, Liv Morgan, who still wants her title match. She kind of has lost it because another woman entered the fray for the Ruby belt. That obviously being... Oh! Poison Rana! Big offense there from Flammer, who's just rolling. Speaking of rolling, hooks up Asuka once more. Fuckbuster. Spikes her down in a cover. 1, 2. Asuka able to kick out. The Empress of Tomorrow reeling here as Lady Flammer is delivering. Referee Big Kim spots the legs on the rope. It means Flammer's pin gets broken up immediately. But back to that story, another lady entering the picture for the Breakdown Championship. And that is Utami Hayashishita. Special guest referee for Thursday night's title match, and called it pretty much down the middle. Maybe been a little bit more of a slow count, but that was trying to be a bit more beneficial for the potential of being number one contender. Because, like it or not, if Asuka chooses Becky Lynch, she will be the champion. Well, she will face the champion at Love Dive. If Asuka chooses Fallon, you got a feeling that, well, I know that Solo Sikoa will make it so that Utami's the number one contender, as there's the Flammer driver, this time going to connect onto Asuka. The Empress of Tomorrow down and potentially out, but able to kick out of that finisher. Flammer not going to slow down with the pressure, but if he gets caught here, Asuka also caught. Flammer, Irish whip. It's Asuka in the corner. But yeah, as we were saying, Asuka, if she does pick Fallon, that will more than likely mean that Utami will be number one contender. But Asuka needs to win tonight, but she is not doing so as Flammer hits the Flammer driver once again, and there's the 3. Asuka losing, and here comes the champion. If Asuka won't pick, Fallon's gonna make her pay. And she's picking for her, it seems. It looks like we will be seeing Fallon versus Asuka at Love Dive. Well, that was certainly one way to make a statement. Speaking of statements, how about we whoop that trick?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing in at 250 pounds, Trick Williams.
Well, Tricky Willie here to compete here in the Primetime singles divisions, as he is kind of rebounding after, honestly, a torrid 2025. He won tag gold, but outside of that, little to no success for Trick. Tonight, though, he's on the path of redemption, some may say. Because his time in IPW, and more specifically Primetime, is in need of a cleanse. And what better way to do that than by putting him against a brute from Bulgaria who wants to do one thing, and that is to serve his god, because he is the Redeemer.
And his opponent from Bulgaria, weighing in at 304 pounds, Rusev!
A man on a mission. He has been a phenomenal force here on Primetime, beating the likes of Nathan Frazier, Andre Chase, and probably the most high-profile win against Booker T. Tonight, another high-profile name in the path of Rusev. Can he continue to ride the wave of momentum? And Trick fired up, getting the crowd into this because, well, right now they are against him. The crowd chanting for Rusev, who's listened to them a little bit. We start off with Tricky Willie charging in, taking down Rusev, but immediately back to defeat is Rusev and back in control. The collar and elbow going in Rusev's way, and the cheap shot afterwards. A further bullet point to that sentiment. The brutish style of Rusev has done him so many favors here on Primetime. And realistically, in the men's division, he's been on the best form in 2026, I feel. Not many men have had the continuous run that he has had here. It's been on winning ways as, Trick going for that tornado pump kick. Not going to work out as the Redeemer, well, gets sent over the top. Tricky Willie. There's that little Booker T influence he's got on him. This is kind of one of the other big reasons this bout has come together. Our general manager obviously saw the fact that Andre Chase got taken out. Thus, Andre's kind of mentor, his teacher, Booker T, stepped in to defend him. Well, while Booker couldn't step up to the occasion, now it's down to his most promising pupil to take it to the Redeemer. And take it to him he will, as he ascends once more to the heavens, looking to fly. As he calls Rusev up, the double axe caught. Sidewalk backbreaker. Coming through from Rusev, who's fired up. Tries to catch Tricky Willie. Can't get it, instead eats a flapjack. And I'm realizing that's one of the few moves that works well when you say he eats it. Regardless of that, Williams now has some solid control here over Rusev. Applying pressure to the neck. And as we were looking at this, you got to feel that the Redeemer is kind of setting himself up nicely to go for what we like to call the potential challenge for a title. Obviously, we're heading into Love Dive, where the championship matches that are on the table are kind of already drawn together. And as a whole, it's going to be pretty explosive. There's a roll-up here. Rusev not necessarily trying to steal it, but cause some panic, more or less, for Trick Williams. As the clubbing blows come through here, Williams sends Rusev over the top. Battling on the apron, Rusev gets the better of Trick. Sends him crashing to the ringside area. And that's a good sign for Rusev. Oh, buzzsaw kick connecting there. Drills that into the skull of Williams. Trick now keeping it going. Standing Michinoku working out, but can he keep that momentum flowing here? Williams delivers a clubbing volley. Nice shot to the face there, but he can't keep it going. Oh, trick shot. Never mind. He can keep it going. Cover here for Williams. 1, 2, 3. If you couldn't tell by the slight disbelief in my voice there, did not expect Williams to overcome Rusev with just one trick shot. Redeemer's been through worse.
Here is your winner, Trick Williams!
But, wow, Williams won here. That's killed my narrative in terms of planned commentary lines, but hey, Tricky Willie, welcome to the show. Well, your co-main event is a women's match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing No Quarter Catch Crew from Dallas, Texas, Ren Sinclair.
It's interesting to know Ren's a little busted open. Not entering this match 100%, it seems. Wonder what's happened there. I don't know why I'm laughing at someone's misery, but clearly something hateful has happened to Ren before we got to this bout. This might explain why. Oh, blood also trickling down Momo's face.
From Japan, Black Beach.
It's the Black Peach, Momo Watanabe, and Ren Sinclair both bleeding ahead of this matchup. We'll see how this goes, but from my perspective, this should be a great debut for Momo in singles action. Last week obviously made her official debut, tag team bout, teaming alongside her hate compatriot, Thea Kamitani, in a victory over Michin and Carmen Petrovic. Well, your co-main event, it's a busted open affair. And your referee gets us underway. These two slugging it out to start off, and Ren gets the no. Gets taken down. Momo has the early advantage. Nice knee to the body. Drives that in as Momo ascends to the heavens, calling her shot. Really looking to bring it to Ren in the early stages. Nice missile dropkick. Works out here for her. Goes for the cover. Good for 2. Wow. Well, that's a dominant debut. No big maneuver needed. Just a dropkick to put away Sinclair.
Here is your winner, Black Beast!
What a victory for Momo here. See what that does for her as she starts to build a strong position. Well, you're in for a treat here in your main event. As you've got one of the territories.
Contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest!
Set for action. Priest, we haven't seen in quite some time, but always a threat when he is scheduled for action. Now, the main event opportunity handed to him. Will he be able to capitalize? Well, that we'll have to see. Right now, yellow, the music, it can only mean one thing. The Rainmaker is here for action. Let the money fly for Kazuchika Okada.
From Japan, weighing in at 236 pounds,
Okada should be the next big thing here on Primetime. Should is the key sentiment. Because there are names that are still ahead of him, still standing above his level. Tonight, a win over Priest would set Okada on a pathway towards glory. Will that work in his favor? We will have to see. Priest looks ready, revved up here for your main event. Kinda composed. As these two giants square off. And well, Priest asks for the shot to be thrown. Okada happy to deliver. And we are going toe to toe to start your main event off. Again, Priest ushering in the shots, cannot connect with his own, does finally catch one of Okada's, and another, fires off two to reciprocate back the trade, as both men just beckoning each other to throw a shot, and well, they're certainly doing so. Punches and bunches thrown, but it's a Mongolian chop that wins the exchange for Priest. The exchange going to end with a wacky line. And Okada takes a little reprieve on the outside. Nice rabbit punch as well. Puts Priest in an awkward situation, and now the Rainmaker looks to unload. Fallaway slam attempted, but too much weight to toss over your head as Priest just comes crashing onto Okada. Rainmaker in trouble. Is Damien? No, not going to get that going. Gets caught. Okada, springboard. Moonsault attempted. For some reason he's using high-flying offense, not something he is typically known for. And well, Priest brings the straps down. That's not a good sign for the Rainmaker. Caught and brought down with a flatliner. And now, lined up. Hooked up. No, not hooked up. Okada slips through the side gate and now delivers a chop. Turns him inside out with a Rainmaker. Drills Priest to the canvas. 2 through. Nearly near fall there. Priest barely getting the shoulder off the canvas. Punch not going to connect here for Okada. Wacky line though from Priest will. Looking to strike is Damien. Kick down south. Takes him to powerbomb town. I'm gonna give him a swelly. Priest connecting big. Puts Okada down into the bottom turnbuckle, but Rainmaker happy to just sit there. Wait for Priest to charge in cluelessly and punish with a boot. Now Okada around the world catches him. Spinning tombstone pile driver. Priest tries to throw a cheap shot. Okada catches him. Oh, tries to hit that rebound lariat. Not going to work out. Instead, Priest into the cover. Catching Okada. Good for only a 2 though. Rainmaker on the receiving end of some heavy punishment here. Priest shot caught. Okada chop connects. Rainmaker. Down goes Priest. 2-3. There's the result we wanted. Or expected. It's Okada bringing it to Priest. Not allowing any south side of heaven to connect. That's also called hell. Well, he turns Priest not once but twice inside out with the Rainmaker shot. He stops that chop there. Hits his own. And then bang. There's the Rainmaker. Down goes Priest. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner.
Easy as you like for the Rainmaker in your main event. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Primetime as we etch ourselves one show away from Love Dive. I will see you guys for Thursday night's breakdown.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane,